Being a cornerback in football is one of the hardest, most thankless jobs on the field. While quarterbacks get the glory, running backs get the highlights, and wide receivers get the spotlight, cornerbacks are left on a lonely island. Every mistake is magnified, and every success is quickly forgotten. At first glance, it may seem like a glamorous position, fast, athletic, and flashy. But in reality, being a cornerback often sucks more than any other role in football. You're always at a disadvantage. The biggest reason cornerback is miserable is that the odds are stacked against you from the start. Wide receivers know where the route is going, cornerbacks don't. Imagine playing a game of chess where your opponent sees 5 moves ahead, but you're blindfolded until the last second. No matter how talented you are, you're reacting instead of dictating. That split-second disadvantage is often the difference between a highlight interception and being burned for a touchdown. One mistake defines you. A cornerback can play perfect coverage on 40 straight plays, but if he slips up once, the announcers, fans, and highlight reels will only remember the touchdown he gave up. It doesn't matter that he shut down an all-pro receiver the entire game. That one blown play becomes the story of the night. At almost every other position, mistakes can be hidden. For cornerbacks, mistakes are broadcast in neon lights. The pressure of isolation. Most players on the field have teammates around them to cover mistakes. Offensive linemen have each other. Linebackers work in groups. Even quarterbacks rely on receivers and blockers. Cornerbacks. They're on an island, one-on-one, with nowhere to hide. That isolation builds pressure that few other positions face. Every snap feels like a high-stakes duel, and there's no room for mental lapses. Playing against freak athletes. Wide receivers are often the best athletes on the field, tall, fast, explosive, and agile. They train their entire careers to make cornerbacks look foolish. Even worse, modern football rules favor the offense, making it harder for defenders to do their jobs. Trying to guard a 6 feet 5 inches receiver who runs a 4.3 40-yard dash feels less like competition and more like survival. The rules are against you. If being physically outmatched wasn't enough, the rulebook itself tilts the game in favor of receivers. Cornerbacks can barely touch their opponents without drawing a penalty. A little hand fighting. That's pass interference. Accidentally brushing against the receiver. That's holding. Meanwhile, receivers can push off, flail their arms, and act like they were fouled just to get a flag. It's not just unfair, it's exhausting. You're the villain in every highlight. Think about it, highlight reels are built on cornerbacks getting embarrassed. When a receiver makes a jaw-dropping one-handed catch, it's celebrated for years. But that catch only looks so good because a cornerback was on the wrong end of it. Every viral clip, every poster, every slow-motion replay, you're the unwilling co-star. And nobody cares if you actually played good defense. If the ball is caught, you're just the guy who got mossed. Mental fatigue and trash talk. Cornerbacks don't just battle physically, they fight mentally, too. Wide receivers are notorious trash talkers, constantly chirping in your ear to throw you off your game. Add in the noise of the crowd, the pressure of cameras, and the weight of expectations, and it becomes mentally exhausting. One slip in focus, one moment of frustration, and you're giving up 6 points. Injuries and wear on the body. Playing cornerback requires explosive speed, sharp cuts, and endless sprints. You're constantly backpedaling, twisting, and chasing someone faster than you. The toll it takes on your knees, ankles, and hips is brutal. While other positions collide head-on, cornerbacks strain their bodies with unnatural movements that eventually catch up with them. Longevity at the position is rare, and the physical punishment is relentless. Lack of recognition. Quarterbacks are household names. Wide receivers are adored. Even defensive linemen get credit for sacks. Cornerbacks. They're usually forgotten unless they're part of a disaster. Shut-down games rarely make the headlines. You could eliminate a star receiver all afternoon, but nobody notices. Fans don't celebrate silence, they celebrate spectacle. And cornerbacks live in the silence. The impossible standard. To be a great cornerback, perfection is demanded. Giving up even a handful of touchdowns in a season can tarnish your reputation. The standard isn't fair, and the job description feels impossible. Stop elite athletes, play by unfair rules, never make mistakes, and accept that your best work will go unnoticed. It's a lose-lose situation that only the toughest, most resilient players can survive. The most thankless position. At the end of the day, being a cornerback is a paradox. It's one of the most skilled, athletic, and mentally demanding positions in football, but also one of the least rewarding. You're constantly disrespected, blamed, and overshadowed. It takes a rare kind of athlete to embrace that challenge and thrive in the shadows. And while the world may never fully appreciate how brutal the job is, cornerbacks know the truth: it sucks being on that island.